balloons. Well, good morning. I'm getting myself together. I want to welcome everyone again. And we do broadcast on Facebook Live, and we have apparently started. So I want to welcome all of our Facebook Live viewers as well. And for those of you who are here, none of you will be shown. It's just the camera is just on me. So just so you know that as well. And the video will then be available on Facebook and on our website for those who could not be here with us in person. So we are on Facebook, and it will also be on our YouTube channel later on. So we are broadcasting. We are just all over the place, thanks to our social media maven here. Barb, thank you. So will you pray with me, please? Holy One, we gather once again to ponder words of wisdom and hope, words of prophecy to urge us about your work of grace and love. Encourage us, guide us, and strengthen us. May the words we speak and hear light our paths for the days to come. In all your names, amen. Amen. So the election has come and gone. Yay! Signs are not all out of our yards and the streets and so on, but the election is over. And the results were better than some of us feared and worse than others of us hoped. Some results have yet to be determined. You know, there's still vote counting going on in Arizona, Florida, Georgia, some other places. Some outcomes we do know. Several states have seen their governor's offices flipped from Republican to Democrat, including here in Illinois. Yay. You said that, I didn't. Gotta keep our
and in Wisconsin.
Yep. And in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yay. The federal House is now majority Democrat.
Yay.
And many women were elected to public office.
Yay.
It's still not 50-50 on gender balance, but we're working on it. 2 Muslim women were elected to Congress, including one who was a refugee, a naturalized citizen, 2 Native American women, one of whom identifies as lesbian. Colorado elected a gay man as governor. Massachusetts voted to retain transgender rights.
Yay.
And in Florida, voting rights were returned to formerly incarcerated people.
Yay.
So these are all results we can celebrate, okay? This one goes, Karma Chameleon. Kim Davis, the county clerk in Kentucky who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples, lost the election to a gay man. As they say, karma is, well, you know, So, not all the races and movements and referenda went the way that social justice warriors would have liked, but many did. So, you know, changes were made, so it's a start, right? So we can take that in stride. So there's still much to do. So we've had our moment of, phew, okay, we got this done and that done, and this person elected and that person defeated. So it's time to get to work beyond the politics. Because politics, elections, are only, you know, part of the picture. I mean, they're an important part, don't get me wrong. I'm a political junkie from way back. I grew up with, you know, in a family that was quite political. My former brother-in-law was on the city council of Lansing, Michigan. You know, I grew up with I think my mother had one of the inaugural subscriptions to Ms. Magazine, you know, so I'm way back political. But they're only part of it. They're only part of the picture. We can't forget politics, That's how law codes are affected. It's how judges are elected, and we often forget how important judges are, local judges. We forget that the importance of that in our local politics. That's how they're elected, that's how they're removed from office, that's how they're retained in office, and that's how those who make laws and policies and budgets are elected. But there's a lot more going on every day right in front of us. And that's the sort of thing that we can work on right here and right now. Elections and politics, you have to either be a billionaire or know people who are in order to get anywhere in politics, in elections. Unless we're talking about village boards, and even then, it helps to be a business owner or a well-paid professional with a flexible schedule. Someone like a realtor or a banker or insurance broker or a lawyer or someone like that. Most of us don't have that kind of financial backing, so we can't be as actively involved in local politics. Maybe when we retire, right, and have that free time. So it's very hard to be involved in those local politics. So how can we make a difference in the world? If everything is holy, as we just heard, if the whole world is holy, is part of God's realm, then we are called to be part of the healing of the whole world. A concept in Judaism is called tikkun olam, the healing of the world. But that's pretty overwhelming. The whole world? Where do we start? Climate change, for example, the earthquakes that are possibly caused by fracking, the wildfires in California and Oregon. For the latest figures out of California, 25 people killed. The whole city of Malibu has been evacuated. I mean, North and South California has been, devastated by the wildfires. And Oregon, the damage from hurricanes, the droughts in parts of the African continent, typhoons in the Pacific. What about war? What about famine, which is made worse or complicated by war and by climate change, by civil war, other environmental factors we don't understand? Well, and then there's crime. Well, let's start by defining it. I mean, a crime in one country is not a crime in other countries, for example, homosexuality, right? And what are prisons for? Different countries, and even in the U.S. at different times, we've had different ideas of what prisons are for: punishment, rehabilitation, isolation of the psychologically dangerous from society. They've all been used in different ways. What are we doing? We don't even know. So what do we do? What do we do? What about homelessness? There's another issue. Domestic violence, addictions, access to health care, clean water. These are all things that need to be healed. All issues. There is so much, and so many of them are intertwined, right? No one can solve all of them. No one person can solve just one of them. But each of us can take one bit, one corner, and work it. It might not seem much, our one little bit of it, but if we can solve that bit, if we can work on that bit, if we can help a few people, then we've helped those people. We've made that much of a difference. 10 or 20 people felt a difference. I'm reading an amazing book. Won a Pulitzer Prize a few years ago. Some of you may have read it. The Emperor of All Maladies by Siddhartha Mukherjee. It's called The Biography of Cancer is the subtitle. Excellent, excellent book. It's striking how every treatment, every discovery, everything we know about cancer was the result of several people's knowledge and research. Nothing that we know, no therapy, was the result of one person's research. One person's work. Everyone's work depended on somebody else's. Sidney Farber, the Curies, Lister Hill, everyone built on someone else's knowledge. They put pieces together from each other's work. They based their research on someone else's trials. Cancer therapy, like all scientific research really, is stitched together from the results of the work of many people. Everyone contributes a little bit. Sometimes even wrong information, but that then helps too, because it shows us a route we don't want to take. That widow's mite, it was all she had, but she gave it to the temple. Now, that so often is romanticized too. I mean, you know, churches that don't really need any more of any widow's mites and possibly could be doing more to support the widows in their midst. The sacrificial gift, quote unquote, is not a good thing. I want to emphasize that. A gift is a good thing. Giving until it hurts is not what God wants. Giving that feels good is a better choice. Giving for the sake of doing good is even better. We aren't told the motives of either the rich folks or the widow, because it appears next to Jesus saying about rich people taking the belongings of poor people. The implication seems to be that the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Some things really don't change, do they? Not in 2,000 years. And I doubt any of us would classify ourselves as rich. But you know, that's a really relative term, isn't it? We have cars. We have health care. We may pay a lot for it, but we have it. We have access to it. We have homes that we own or that we can fairly easily afford the rent on. We have food in our cupboards. We have more clothes that we know what to do with. We have clean water to drink. Our homes have reliable power. We have access to the internet. If we work beyond 8 hours a day, it is by choice. Overtime for more pay or because we're dedicated to our work. Out of our riches and knowing all that is to be done in the world, what will we give to help? We're not those wealthy enough to be in electoral politics, maybe, but we can help. We all have a widow's mite of some kind to give. What and how can we contribute our bit to making the world better? What work can we do? There's always something to be done. That list I gave was not even a beginning, right? Find your little bit. What is your corner? It may be funds, it may be financial, or it may be action. I can't abolish the entire prison system and revamp the legal system all by myself, much as I would like to. I have some ideas. But I can be a support to people who are enduring in prison, especially LGBTQ people. And I can be a support to people who are trying to change the legal system or are working in the legal system. I sure as hell can do that. That's one of my corners. I can't change society, but I can make connections to people and offer support to people living with addictions and to organizations that support them. I can offer a home. I can't offer a home to everyone who needs one, but I can support organizations like Beds in many ways. And those are some more of my corners. And notice it doesn't have to be with money. I mean, as I said, money is one way, but there are other ways. Holy Covenant couldn't offer cash to Beds, but we offered our space, right?
Yep.
For that last winter, for overnight shelter. Up to 25 people slept here at night, one night a week. 4 months last winter. We gave them space. AA meets here 10 times a week. 15 to 20 people per meeting. And these are some of Holy Covenant's corners. One mite at a time. One corner at a time. You know, if we each take a corner, we all keep swimming toward the bottom together. We can break that net. We can work on these problems together. We're not royals. We're none of us wealthy. But what we do have ourselves, we have ourselves. We can give of ourselves, our widow's mite, our bit of ourselves. We can surely give that and give abundantly. Full to the brim, pressed down and overflow. In all God's names, amen.